Also, you know, I need to grow up and you guys need to grow up too. This is pregnancy. You have a little leaky leak. It happens. What's up, y'all? It has been a while since I have been on this channel, really on social media, like as a whole. There's been a lot going on, and I feel like I say that like low-key every time I get on to record, but like it's been a lot going on. So we'll just start with the big part. We are pregnant, and this is actually our rainbow baby that we are expecting. So this is our second pregnancy, which is why I really haven't been just like I haven't been posting. I've been on social media, but I just haven't like wanted to share anything about myself, about my life, like, because it was just sad. Like, anyone who's gone through pregnancy loss, just like, y'all know the pain and like the difficulty of experiencing a loss for whatever reason it may be. Ours was particularly difficult for a lot of different circumstances, and it's just, pregnancy loss is really personal. I'm not gonna get super into it here, but if you are watching and you've experienced a loss of a baby, of a pregnancy, I am with you. You are extremely strong. I am praying for you. If it's recent, or if it's not recent, whatever the case, just know that I'm praying for you and things do get better. So with that said, yeah, I just want to get into it. I feel like we're really bright in here. Oh, we're in the house. This is the new house. I feel like my last video, we were like moving in. Now we are pretty settled for the most part. I'm actually in what will be the nursery right now. It's really bright because we do not have like, we don't have anything on the windows. I'll show y'all in a second like what the nursery is looking like. All right, y'all, so this is what the nursery is looking like. We got this lamp like years ago from IKEA, so that's there. There are curtains. As I mentioned, there are no window treatments, so it's just bare in here. Our cute little chair that we got years ago is a gift from my mom. Oh, and I did get 2 little books. It's like a Bob Marley book, One Love, and then Life Doesn't Scare Me or Frighten Me or something like that. It's a poem by Maya Angelou with Basquiat illustrations and just kind of stuff around. And then here is the closet. So like I said, we have a lot to do in here right now. It's just got like Doug stuff in it. So that all is going to be going, and we're going to do some type of organization situation. And then this is obviously my favorite part of the nursery. This is our light fixture, which is so cute. When we moved in, we did know that this room was going to be our baby's room. By the time we had moved into the house, we had already experienced our loss. What was really difficult was when we were building this house. As you guys know, we built this house from scratch, our townhouse from scratch. So when we were laying everything out, we knew that this was going to be our nursery. And when we came in to do like our walkthrough, that was months ago, we had just found out that we were pregnant, so we were super excited. We did like our frame walk and got to put on this wall right here, like literally to my right, behind the wall. I'll see if I can find it in my pictures, but behind the wall on the frame, we wrote a Bible verse and just put like love mom and dad. So that was during our last pregnancy. Obviously we were really early on, so we didn't know what was to come, but it's kind of nice to know that like we have that part of that baby here in this room. So yeah, I'm in this nursery. There's probably an echo because it's pretty empty in here. We're gonna put a dresser up against this wall, and then the crib will go here, and then we already have a really cute light fixture. We do want to paint this wall like a green, like sage-ish color. I'll show y'all like my Pinterest inspiration as well of what we have in mind. But pretty much the purpose of this video is to, 1, give y'all an update, and 2, just tell y'all about the first trimester of pregnancy in my experience. Obviously this is my second time going through the first trimester, and eek, And when I'm like scrolling through TikTok, I feel like I see so many like terrible pregnancy experiences. Obviously, not all of them are like that, but there's a lot of just negative first trimester experiences. And I've been blessed to have a smooth first trimester. So I just want to share that with y'all. For anyone who's thinking about getting pregnant, or like anyone who's on the fence about being pregnant, I just feel like positive pregnancy stories are just really important to share, because it's not all bad. And obviously, at the end of the day, God willing, you'll have a healthy baby. That's like the end product of everything. So I just wanted to come on here to share with y'all. Major update. And girls, boys, oh my God. I don't know why I'm out of breath. I have so much saliva in my mouth. I'm out of breath. We'll get into that with the pregnancy updates. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so like I said, I want to get into like my first trimester recap, just like give y'all a spiel of what happened in the first trimester. For us, again, because we had a loss before, we did take different measures this time in the first trimester as far as like testing goes, as far as our appointments go. We approached things a little differently just to be cautious. So we did undergo different tests to just make sure like everything was good. We had a procedure with one of those tests. They say it's an invasive procedure. I personally didn't feel like it was super invasive. It wasn't like anything serious. But because of that, I was on bed rest for 24 hours. And I do this because like I can't, like, bed rest is just, it feels like a strong suggestion to me, but like I'm not about to really be like in the bed for 24 hours. So I was like on the couch, moving around. We'll get into like maybe I should have chilled out a little bit more. But yeah, so our first trimester, we found out at 4 weeks. I think 4 weeks, 5 weeks, I don't know. My period was also off because after our loss, like I didn't have a period for like a month and a half, 2 months. Then I did have like 2 periods, but obviously they weren't like regular. They were still kind of off. Before ever getting pregnant, my periods have been like, I guess looking back at it, like my periods are kind of irregular. I typically would go through like 6 months of perfectly normal periods. And then I guess maybe when I get stressed, my period will be like delayed for like 6 to 8 weeks. And then it kind of just gets thrown off for another 3 months. And then it gets back on the schedule. Again, I didn't think that much of it. I thought that my periods were regular, but looking back, I feel like that's kind of irregular periods. So I didn't miss a period per se. I guess like when we found out that we were pregnant, we were trying. I will note that I also was going to acupuncture. I had one acupuncture session with my new acupuncturist before I think we got pregnant. With our last pregnancy, I was going to acupuncture. Also, I was going to acupuncture for like 2 months straight before we got pregnant. I do think that acupuncture also definitely contributed to both pregnancies. I feel like for us, we weren't, if you're like my parent or family member, whatever, like this is the time where we're gonna get a little intimate with the details, people. So if you want to turn off now, jump back in like 30 seconds. So we like don't use birth control because like we've been married since 2019. We just do what it do and see what happens. So we'd never gotten pregnant in 4 years being married. And then I started going to acupuncture, and then bada bing, bada boom, things happened. And I feel like, I don't know if it was like whatever, but I feel like it was like blockages, like mental blockages maybe with myself of getting pregnant. Obviously I've shared with you guys that like I experienced anxiety, and the major part of me going to acupuncture was for anxiety, and then also to help with my migraines, and it helped both tremendously. So I felt like going to acupuncture like removed whatever mental block was like stopping me from getting pregnant. I know that might sound crazy, but if you're into like holistic health and like alternative medicine, you will get it. Like the girls that get it. The girls that don't, you should try acupuncture. So we got pregnant, let's say 4 weeks, whatever. I was like excited but nervous, obviously, because it was just like there was a lot of emotions. So our first trimester was very emotional. I've been going to therapy for like the past probably like 2 years straight. I actually stopped going to therapy with our last pregnancy, and then obviously continued after we started having complications and everything. So why does this matter? Listen, my brain is also like not working. I have an outline, but like I can't think. Oh, emotions, duh. Okay, so I got emotional, obviously, but I have like the support system to get me through that first trimester anxiety, and then just also like dealing with pregnancy loss, blah, blah, blah. Found out we were pregnant. I told Doug, obviously, same day. I wanted to wait and do something cute. I can't hold like a secret for anything. I cannot hold water, so I just told him that same day. I'll put the clip up here.
What?
Well, we might be busy next summer.
We might be.
No, see, look.
Hey, we're back at it again with the white vans. Hey, I knew what was gonna happen.
We're very unserious people. Like we're just unserious. So then we had our 6-week appointment. I have been seeing a lot of people saying that like when they found out they were pregnant, their doctor won't see them until like 10 to 12 weeks. Our doctor, I don't know if that's just not her policy, I don't know. But I didn't necessarily go in for a like pregnancy checkup at 6 weeks. I went in for a pregnancy confirmation just for like peace of mind that the pregnancy test was accurate. So it is, and most pregnancy tests are accurate. Like I feel like a false positive is very rare. So we pretty much just went to our doctor, our OB, who's amazing. She's a Black lady, not far from our house. They had me pee into a cup, came in there like, yep, you're pregnant. They did not calculate our due date until I think our 8-week appointment, because they're not going to do an ultrasound at, I think we found out at the doctor at 5 weeks. So they're not going to do an ultrasound at that point because you won't be able to like see anything. Pretty much when you have your first ultrasound, your baby is like the size of like a sesame seed, and that's maybe at 6 weeks. Anything before that, you won't see anything, so it's kind of like a letdown. You won't hear a heartbeat, like it's just a little like dot. So when we went back after the initial pregnancy confirmation for our actual appointment, we had our ultrasound. It was funny because our doctors, obviously she's gone through everything with us, so she was super excited. And she was just like, and there's your baby, like on the ultrasound, and we're just straight faced because it's like, it doesn't look like anything. So yeah, that was like our initial pregnancy situation. From there, we kind of started to go into the precautions. What do we do based on our last pregnancy, and how do we approach things a little bit differently? So we saw our specialist to confirm the size of our baby at like 8 weeks. On our original ultrasound, our doctor was not sure what our due date was. This is important because we could get, we need to see a specialist to confirm like that the baby was healthy, all these different things. And they can only do that within a certain time frame. So we needed the specialist who has like this super fancy ultrasound machine to be able to tell us exactly how far along we were. So we got our due date, which is March 9th, confirmed like with our specialist at like our 8-week appointment or something like that. Maybe it was 10 weeks. I don't know. It's been a lot going on, but they gave us another ultrasound. I'll pop that up, and he literally looked like a like jelly bean, or no, I'm sorry, a gummy bear, like literally a gummy bear. So yes, and it is a boy. We found that out a couple weeks ago when we got the results of all of our tests. So we found out that he is a healthy little baby, just swimming around and being himself or whatever he's doing right now. And I actually didn't have them tell me the gender on the phone when they gave me the results. I had them send it to my best friend, who then got like a gender reveal cake ordered for us. And then we did the wine glass situation where we turned away and looked at it and found out it was a boy. So we've known he is a he for a couple of weeks now. I thought it was a girl. I had 2 dreams that we were having a girl. Also, like looking at the old wives' tales, I feel like we're aligned with like all the symptoms. So pretty much with like those predictions, they say that like if you don't have morning sickness, it's a boy. If you have clear skin, if you don't have headaches, what else? If you're craving like savory stuff, it's a boy. And I literally was like on par with all of those things. So I just thought it might be a girl because I had those dreams, but realistically from all of the symptoms and whatever, it makes sense that it's a boy. So it's a boy. I do want to get into my symptoms a little bit. My homegirl, Jazzy, shout out to Jazzy. Go follow her. She just started her YouTube channel. So go follow her, go subscribe. She's amazing, absolute sweetheart. But we were just talking and she was asking about like symptoms and things like that. And I hadn't really thought about it or like thought about it that much in depth. But yeah, shout out to her. Go follow her page. I'll drop it here. And then also go buy some of her hand soaps because y'all, the other thing about pregnancy, and I don't know if other pregnant people have experienced this, but like my skin has been really dry. But Jazzy's hand soaps are the best like hand soap that you can find. It does not dry your skin out. She's Black owned. Everything is like organic and non-GMO, I believe. And she thinks about all those things and it smells phenomenal. She also started selling the hand soap in jugs. This is not a sponsored post. I'm just plugging my homegirl. But she sells those jugs, like the refillable ones, and that's how I buy my hand soap so that I don't have to keep going to the store. So she just started selling those. So yeah, go check her out. But as far as like my symptoms go, first trimester I was just exhausted. I'm already a sleepy person, hence like Sleepy Dreamer on my page. Go follow that too. I'm already a sleepy person, so literally the sleep was serious. And I will say it didn't feel overwhelming because I'm already a sleepy person. It was just also like my energy level to do things was zero. So I was able to work from home a couple days because I was just like, the energy to get up out of this bed right now it's just not gonna happen. And it is really important in your first trimester to get the rest that you need because you're literally going through so many bodily changes and you're growing a person. So like you do need to sleep. I've gotten a lot more energy back, like probably at like 10 or 12 weeks, I started to feel more like myself. But right now I still literally go to sleep at 10 o'clock, like on the dot. I'm tired. So I'm hoping this is like a sign that this baby will be a routine baby, knock on wood. I don't know. Praise be to God that he is. I also like, my cravings weren't crazy, but I was pretty much hungry all the time in the first trimester. I definitely wanted a lot of carbs. I have eaten a lot of cheeseburgers and a lot of pizza. I'm typically a salad girl, so like usually for lunch I'll do salad. So the only thing I could eat was like, or the only thing I wanted to eat was like bread and cheese and I tried to do vegetables, of course, to like make a balanced meal, but yeah, I needed the bread. The other thing that I will say like weird cravings low-key, y'all almost got me with them chamoy kits on TikTok. You really did. Because I love like my skin candy, the chamoy and the Lucas and like the fruit with all the tahini on it. So good. I literally, oh, now that I'm talking about it, I feel like I need to go get some fruit. Oh my God, I need to get fruit now with tahini and lime. I must have it. I have been craving a lot of fruit more so now in the second trimester than first. But in the first trimester, y'all really had me in a chokehold with those doggone red 40 pickles because they just look so good with like the Takis. I must have watched at least like 300 chamoy pickle eating videos because I knew I wasn't going to actually buy one because I feel like as a pregnant person, eating a chamoy pickle feels like child endangerment. If you're pregnant and you eat a chamoy pickle, no, that's great for you. I am not judging you, but for me, the chamoy pickle kits stain your hands. So if it's staining my fingers, what is it doing to the child inside of me? And obviously it's protected by like the womb and uterus and whatever. But the point is, my insides are definitely going to be red. So I just couldn't do that to myself. So I watched a whole bunch of people eat them chamoy pickles. And then I did end up getting like those pickle like wedges that come in the jar. And then I sprinkled some tahini on top. And that was that. I literally did not eat it ever again. Like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. But it was also like, I really don't need to ever try this. It was just kind of like a satisfaction type of thing. So as far as cravings go, I don't think it was anything crazy. Doug might say something different, but I feel like it was pretty mild. I guess like body wise, outside of cravings, I feel pretty good. After our procedure for one of our tests, I did have really bad back pain, which actually it wasn't that crazy. It was just like I had been feeling perfectly fine, and then I had some back pain, but like still, again, mild. This is to not scare y'all, because I'm telling you, my first trimester was a fine experience outside of the stress, but that's going to happen either way. But yeah, I just had like some back pain and went away with like, I put a hot compress on it. We were good to go. So spotting is really common in the first trimester as well. I didn't experience spotting until like our second trimester, and I do attribute it to the Beyonce concert, because I've never screamed that way in my life. And pretty much after the procedure that we had, like spotting is pretty common. I was doing perfectly fine until the concert. Like, y'all, that lady came out to Dangerously in Love and I lost it. Like, I was beside myself. Me and my friends, the whole stadium was like, just people were like, it was, your mind, your consciousness was gone. Like, people were lost it. So when she came out singing, I was screaming, I was crying, I was out of breath. We also like walked around a lot. SoFi Stadium is huge, so we walked a lot, probably more than I had in the weeks before that, because they told me to like chill. My doctor was like, you need to chill on like exercising and whatnot. So I did have some spotting after that, but it wasn't anything alarming. Told my doctor about it. She wasn't concerned. So I had like spotting on and off for like 2 weeks, and it's pretty much done now. Vaginal discharge is also ew. Vaginal discharge is also, you know, I need to grow up, and you guys need to grow up too. This is pregnancy. You have a little leaky leak. It happens. It's nothing crazy. Obviously, if it's a lot, then you need to call somebody, but like, you just have a little something there. So, ew, but yes, I have had a little bit of that. Sorry if this is TMI, but preparing you, it's not an alarming thing. So those were like bodily changes. In the second trimester, you are apparently supposed to gain a pound a week, which I feel is aggressive. I so far have gained, and I say gained because like I am very constipated. It's not that bad, but like I'm not as regular as I used to be. So when I say like I've gained weight, I also could just eat like 2 prunes and I'll probably drop down at least 2 pounds, which I actually am going to do after this video. So that's probably been the biggest thing, is like the constipation. That's been very consistent, but again, it's not crazy. If I eat my 2 prunes a day, I'm good, like pretty good. The one thing that I will take if the prunes don't work is Colace, which is like the one laxative that's been recommended in pregnancy. It's supposed to be safe or whatever. It does work very well. So it's a little backed up, nothing to write home about. But since the first trimester, I've probably gained like 6 pounds. And I promise you, like, if you see me after 1 o'clock at any given time during this pregnancy, my stomach is probably like 60 to 70% food. And then the rest is maybe our child. He's the size apparently of an avocado right now. So I know that like this stomach is not, that's not an avocado. This is a large, that's more going on than an avocado. So yeah, prunes really have worked for me. So yes. And then just like the only other thing that's been different for me is like I've been snoring. I woke myself up during acupuncture the other day, and I like was kind of nodding off, and I kept waking up randomly, and I was like, what is that?
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God.
back to sleep, and then woke up again, like, what is going on? And then I realized after like the 5th time, like, shoot, I am snoring, and I'm like waking myself up snoring. And then this morning when I woke up, I was like deep snoring. Like, I sounded like Doug snoring. It was so bad. So that's the only other thing I've been snoring. Apparently you do get nasal congestion. I guess that's common. I don't know why. So maybe that's why I've been snoring. I also have been more comfortable sleeping on my back, which I can't do soon. Like, the bigger he gets, they recommend you do not sleep on your back, because then the baby's like he's like he could, I feel like this is so dramatic, but like he could lay on a blood vessel or something, and like it could become a thing. Dramatic, but like apparently soon I should sleep on my side, but it's just comfortable right now to fall asleep on my back. So the other thing, so Jazzy did ask me how Doug's preparing to be a dad. I don't know. Like, I could call him, because I'm not about to run down 3 flights of stairs right now and be out of breath, and ask him how he's preparing to be a dad, if y'all would like to know.
Yeah.
One question, because I'm answering some questions that Jazzy had about the pregnancy.
Yeah.
How are you preparing to be a dad?
How am I preparing to be a dad?
Yeah, let's make it.
Several TikTok videos. I would say I've gotten some good advice from my friends who are dads. I would say a fair bit of introspection too has been my main thing the last few weeks. I've really been thinking about what it means to be a dad, what that'll mean for my little young one, and how it's different when I was a kid. And then I probably should start reading some books sometime soon. But for the most part, it's mostly been talking to other folks.
All right, great, thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, so that's how he's preparing. I did get him, I'll show y'all this book that I got him too. It's like a, oh shoot, we're pregnant book for dads. It doesn't seem very serious, but I got him that as like a cute little gift. My friend Ayana, shout out to Ayana, my pregnancy sister in the journey. She is due 3 days before us, so we've been like chatting about pregnancy. This is her 2nd, so she has so many resources to share with me as well. So she did share this other book with me. I think it's like, Oh Sis, You're Pregnant. It's been so amazing. It's like not too serious and still very informational, but it's not like boring. And it's specifically for women of color, Black women who are expecting, and it tells you like different resources, advocating for yourself, blah, blah, blah. So that's been a great resource for me. Speaking of resources, I feel like I'm preparing pretty much just by like talking to a lot of my friends. I'm on all the TikToks, reading. Pretty soon we are going to do like birth classes, and then we're trying to decide if we're going to do a doula. I actually need to reach out to somebody after this to figure out if a doula makes sense for us. My OB is a midwife, like she's a trained midwife. Obviously she's an OBGYN, but she can kind of do both. For anyone asking, to my understanding, the difference between a midwife and a doula is a midwife can deliver babies, so they can like administer medications and things, or like, I don't know. I know that a midwife can like deliver a baby. A doula is more of like your support person, your advocate. For me being a first-time mom, like I would work with a doula to figure out a birth plan that works for me. I don't know if I'm going to do an epidural. I don't know if I'm going to do an epidural. I'm not sure. I want to see what my alternatives are to not doing an epidural. How can I prepare for a natural birth? That's what I want to explore right now. But the epidural is never going to be ruled out for me. So I want to see what I can do on my own, because like maybe I'm going to get in there and be like, I don't know what y'all was talking about. I highly doubt it. I really do, but I am going to drink okra water and raspberry leaf tea, and I do want to continue exercising for the duration of this pregnancy. I've been walking a lot, so like I'm hoping maybe I'll luck out and it will be smooth. But I will not rule out an epidural. I'm not against them. I'm not all like I don't want I'm not even gonna play y'all. I'm not worried about an epidural like getting into the bloodstream and like drugging my child. So yeah, that's just where I'm at. My mom had a natural birth, not by choice. She wanted an epidural, but she missed the window, so she had a natural birth. She said it was cool, or like she said it wasn't that bad, but she also did say that thing where moms just like forget about the pain of birth. I guess that happened to her, so maybe it will happen to me. Who knows? We'll see. So next, we just have to think about our to-do list. So we are 4 months pregnant. We will be 17 weeks in a couple days. So we're in month 4 of pregnancy. That leaves us with 5 months. But Doug and I were both early, so we're planning for him to come early. So I did actually have a conversation with my benefits contact at work today. I was actually more reassured than I was expecting. So like my job, luckily, with the California state benefits and then my job, I'll have like 100% of my pay. I was worried that it would be docked to like 60 or 80%, which sometimes happens, but I'll be covered 100% of my pay for the first 3 months. And then after that, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable going back to work 100% with a 3-month-old at home. So I'm hoping we can figure something out, like work from home. I'm not sure. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but I am glad that I had the benefits conversation. The other really cool thing that my job offers is like we have access to like daycare and like childcare services for the first year. So like a certain amount of days we can have a nanny or take him to a daycare, which I don't feel like I'm going to want to do in the first year. But if we wanted to kind of like try it out to maybe get him socialized when he's a little bit older, we have access to that at my job and it's like a discounted rate. So we're definitely going to look into that. Just like figuring out the benefits and stuff is just so adult and I'm like, ugh, it's just not fun. So I'm glad I had the conversation. I'll revisit that soon to like figure things out, whose insurance he's going to go on, like all those conversations. Ugh, so boring, but like it has to be done. So that's what we're figuring out now, or at least starting to brainstorm. We're starting to brainstorm our baby shower and like the venues. We are definitely the type of people where it's difficult for us to like ask people to do things for us. Especially like I know that I have trouble like asking people for things for like support or like for love and like to pour into me. I don't want to ask people to do that, obviously, because that's just like weird. So this baby shower thing is going to be like my practice of handing things over and letting the people that love me love on me. I obviously have ideas. So on my Pinterest board, I have a theme that I kind of want to go with. So I sent that to my best friend. I showed my mother-in-law what we're thinking. Oh, and then the last thing that we're doing, or as of now, planning to do before baby gets here, is to finish up like our last house projects. So like the things that aren't absolutely necessary will wait, but we don't have window treatments in like half of our windows right now. Like this nursery right here is like literally there's not even temporary blinds. But I did go to Target the other day and I got these blackout curtains, which I really like. I like them because they are really basic and hopefully this can be his room for a while so we can kind of like keep these up. I also want to put shears up so that it's blackout when it's time to go to sleep and there's still some light and privacy for when it's time for him to crawl around and do what babies do. So yeah, I'm glad that we got these. These are kind of like the first major things that we got from the nursery. We got like little mile or month markers and a frame, or Doug got that for me for our anniversary. So he got these mile markers or month markers for the baby, like every time he reaches another month. And then we got a frame for our ultrasounds just to have somewhere for those to go. I think the other big thing that we're gonna do in here is paint the wall and do the wood panels, which I'm a little worried about because our walls in here, the ceilings in here are slanted upwards. So if Doug does the panels, the wood panels, he has to like cut them at the perfect angle, which feels involved. But we'll see. Obviously, I will document that. Whatever the case, that's kind of like our plan for right now, is to do some things in the nursery, but we don't want to do too much because hopefully we'll get a lot of stuff from the baby shower. Upcoming appointment. So we have a appointment at 18 weeks. That's just a regular checkup. We see our doctor every 4 weeks just for like our regular checkups, whatever. So 18 weeks, she'll probably do not an ultrasound, but like the heart Doppler thing, and maybe blood work. And then at 20 weeks, the fun appointment is our anatomy scan. So that's when we'll go to our specialist and she'll like give us a really in-depth ultrasound, which includes a video of everything that he has going on in there. The point of that is to check to see like how everything is developing. Like, do we have 2 legs and 2 arms, and you know, just making sure that everything is forming correctly, which is always exciting and like scary because you just never know what could happen. And obviously we're still, you know, reeling with everything from last time, but it is exciting to just get to see the baby on the ultrasound. Like, those are the best appointments. So yeah, that is the pregnancy updates, first trimester vloggy vlog. I again am praying for anyone who has experienced a pregnancy loss. For real, like, I keep y'all in my prayers so often because the only way that I was able to heal was just with the support of our friends, our family, going to church, having like our spiritual friends and people just like really guiding us and praying for us just meant so much. So I believe strongly in prayer, so I'll keep y'all in my prayers. For anyone who's thinking about having a baby, or like if you're scared about pregnancy, honestly, like, do research too, because there's, for as many like crazy pregnancy stories as there are out there, there's also so many good ones. There's so many like miraculous stories and positive pregnancy stories, and I really do want to share my experience with you guys because I want to be real. Obviously, like, pregnancy is a journey, motherhood is a journey, and life, look at me getting deep. Life is a journey, guys. Like, what I've learned is life is just not perfect. The older you get, like, things happen, and it's inevitable that things are going to be hard, and how you deal with it and how you move forward with it is really what's going to define you. I'm not saying that if you're going through something difficult to just be like positivity, it's all going to be great, but just knowing that eventually things will get better. It won't be immediate, but they will, I think has helped me to continue this healing process. So if y'all did enjoy this video, please let me know, because that's just always helpful. If there's anything that you want to talk about or have questions about, that also gives me ideas for videos, because literally this video was really influenced and inspired and pushed forward by one of my good friends. So if y'all have things that you would like to see, please let me know, and that just inspires me. So yeah, make sure you like if you liked, no pressure, but like if you liked it, that would be great if you just hit the button, comment, let's have a chitty chat moment. Also check out my blog just for some fun things there. Follow me on Instagram at Noelle Daydream, on TikTok at Noelle Daydream, and go ahead and subscribe to this video as well. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.